Greetings and welcome to our video about the bizarre and startling Reddit cheating stories. Being in a relationship can be challenging, and people occasionally make bad decisions. Many have discussed their experiences with infidelity on Reddit. And we're here to give you a look at some of the most fascinating and amazing ones. So settle back, unwind, and get ready to be surprised. Our today's story is from Born Profession 6450. Married for 25 years, I might be overthinking. After being married to an amazing woman for 25 years, and moving back to our home country following 15 years of living overseas, I'm beginning to think too much. Our relationship is solid, and we have an active and intimate bedroom life. Recently, my wife started a new job at a local hospital, which she enjoys since she is a people person. However, some things have changed in her behavior. For instance, she wouldn't leave her phone unattended, even taking it with her to the toilet or shower. Additionally, she has made some strange comments that wouldn't make sense to anyone here, so there is no point in discussing them. One day, I decided to log into her Facebook page and found some conversations between her and her best friends. About a year ago, I had some severe anxiety problems, making it challenging to discuss with anyone and causing me to become emotional over small things. In these posts, my wife was saying that the doctors here are tasty and hot, complete with little wink emojis, not just to one of her friends but to 3 of them. It has made me feel unsettled, so I asked her about it. However, she just laughed and said I was being silly and that she was just showing off to make her friends jealous. We have been married for so long, and I love her deeply, always making her laugh and taking her out and about. Should I just try to think less about this and calm down a bit? YSHDES62 commented, changing behavior is a warning sign. If you can have a look at her phone, that would be the best proof, but I would hold off on any accusations until you have more information. Does she keep regular hours at work, or has she been going out with friends more recently? That may give you more insight. Huge Persimmon 4427 commented, I agree. You need to gather more evidence before having more conversations with her about this. The more you confront her, the more likely she is to hide things from you. The ultimate goal is to hopefully find that there is nothing to worry about, but the fact is that you are noticing changes, and those changes are warning signs. And where there's smoke, there's usually fire. I hope for the best for you, but be smart about it. Nukem 426 commented, a sudden change in phone behavior and secretive behavior with it is a typical sign. Just being on the phone a lot is not necessarily alarming. However, a sudden shift is a cause for concern. Inrayo Dark Knight 21 commented, I agree. I would keep an eye on her and be prepared in case the worst case scenario happens. Calibanite_lion commented, don't ask her any more questions. Try to gather as much information as possible. These are indeed warning signs. They often begin with responses such as, don't be silly, you know me. Shrode63 commented, this is the perfect gaslighting technique. BLK Rock R commented, it's time to hire a good private investigator. Gator Bro commented, unfortunately, you've mentioned the typical signs of cheating. She's at least messaging someone from her work inappropriately, and it's likely there is more to it. JNH Daughter commented, you aren't overthinking. Stop gaslighting yourself. Ask for her phone. If you think you're overthinking, next time she goes to the bathroom, ask her for her phone. Say, hey honey, can I see your phone while you go take a shower? There was a song I wanted to find out what it was, and I want to use yours to Shazam it. It's a song finding app. See what she does or says. If she just gives it to you, then cool, and go through it so you can have peace of mind. If she doesn't and says, hold on, and tries to do some things to it before giving it to you, tell her to stop and show you what she's doing. Or if she says no, then you have your answer. Stop being afraid to find out what I think you already know. It's better to know and deal with it early instead of playing blind and ignoring red flags and letting it escalate. If she wants to play doctor, then let her be single to do so. If she wants to be married, then she needs to stop her foolishness and snap out of it. Either way, she needs to be in this marriage or out and stop being in between by cheating. Just because it isn't physical, yet, emotional cheating is still cheating and sometimes worse. F. Smirts commented. Another behavior out of the cheater's handbook is paying vastly more attention to personal appearance prior to work, both outwardly and more intimately, suddenly shaving new places on her body, for example. If you have a Mac, you can log in as her and view messages. You've got to initially do it when you have her phone as it will have a one-time notification. Also, see if she has Snapchat or WhatsApp. Our story 2 is from Accept Facts. Feeling down and hopeless. My story, would appreciate any advice. I need support because I feel hopeless. For those who aren't aware of my situation, here's a quick recap. About 5 months ago, I caught my fiancé at a hotel with a guy. She made all the typical cheater excuses and tried to minimize it, saying they just kissed and it was just an emotional thing, not physical, which is bullshit, but admitted they've been seeing each other for about a month. We've been trying to work things out, or so I thought. For the last 5 weeks, I've felt like we've been growing distant. We haven't had sex, and I've just been feeling unappreciated and unloved. So last night, I confronted her about it, and she made what I perceived to be excuses like she was too tired from work and dealing with our 2-year-old daughter, and that her sex drive isn't the same anymore. So then I had to throw in her face that while she was having that affair behind my back for a month, her sex drive was just fine, and I'm sure she wasn't telling him she was too tired. Then I asked her if she felt like she's put her best foot forward since everything happened, and her response was, "I don't know," and she shrugged her shoulders like whatever. That sort of set me off, and I called her a few names and told her to go back and sleep with the guy and get out of my house. I'm a really emotional person. She told me she doesn't want to be with me, and has felt that way for the past 2 years. She did express about 2 years ago that the spark between us was gone and tried to leave, but I convinced her to stay. I reached out to the other guy, and he said he thinks she's a liar and that I should leave her. I just feel overwhelmed with anxiety and fear. The thought of not being with my daughter every day kills me, and the house I bought to raise our family will now be empty. I'm just feeling really low. Abbreviations FAR 7867 commented. Leave her, sell the house, and sail away from her. Even her AP is telling you that she's lying. Also, get a DNA test for the child to confirm paternity. Miami Cuban Gen X FRK commented. The children part is challenging, and the initial adjustments are difficult, but it gets better, trust me. I have been there. You will see your child, and your loved ones will enjoy a happier you. It takes patience and work, but it's achievable. Wishing you the best. Wellman81 commented. I'm going to give it to you straight. We've been telling you from the beginning that you need to leave her and just be a good co-parent. Are you listening now? Your ex-fiancé just told you to your face that she doesn't love you and doesn't want to be with you. How much more confirmation do you need? Even her AP says you should leave her. When she tried to leave 2 years ago, you should have let her go then. Instead, you did the pick me dance, and look what happened. She had an affair. What little respect she had left for you at that moment went straight out the window the minute you begged her to stay. Women don't respect weak men. But fast forward to now. This time you grew a pair and did the right thing by calling out her bullshit and handling it like a king. You called her out for what she really is and told her where to shove it. Good job. Seriously, good for you, sir. I know it was tough, but you regained some self-respect today. Now begins the next chapter of your life. One that doesn't include a cheating boss. One that includes being free from the pain and agony of betrayal and fruitless reconciliation. And one that includes you being a role model to your daughter and the best dad you can be. Prabha commented. You made even me sick of you by being such a desperate, needy guy. No wonder why she doesn't want to be with you. Affectionate Mine 186 commented. Why try to work things out with someone you wouldn't have chosen in the first place, knowing what you know now? Badgerbrush20 commented. She's supposed to feel remorseful for this to work out. However, she clearly doesn't care. Your attempts to establish boundaries and getting upset are not worth your time. You're being emotional about a woman who has zero respect for you and your feelings. It's been 2 years since she moved on from the relationship. Trying to convince someone who doesn't want you to stay is pointless. If you want her to respect you, you need to respect yourself first. It's best to leave her, work on yourself, and be a great role model for your daughter. Show what it means to rise from the ashes of your marriage like a phoenix. I suggest you read No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover and Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life. Read them until you've memorized them.
I hope you liked the video so far. Make sure to check my #1 secret for healthy weight loss by clicking the link in the description.
The story 3 is from IC_nothing_3945. Caught husband trying to cheat twice. The first time my partner cheated on me was 2 years into our relationship. I should have left, but I let him convince me that it was nothing and that he'd never do it again. At the time, we shared a phone, and one night, he took a very young, not yet of drinking age, female coworker home from work. He was out of communication for about an hour and a half, and he didn't tell me what he was doing until he got home, leaving me to panic and send multiple messages with no reply. A few days later, I had taken the phone with me on a walk so I could play Pokemon Go. When I was heading back, I swiped up to get rid of the app and spotted a flirty-looking message at the top of his texts from an unsaved number. I looked at the texts, and it was 3 solid days of flirting, with her constantly saying she was alone at her apartment and trying to get him to come over. I put the number into Facebook, and the coworker he'd driven home popped up, of course. I confronted him, and he claimed he had no idea she was trying to be flirty. We broke up for a short time about a year later because he wasn't contributing anything to the relationship, and I was tired of it. He tried to hook up with both her and another coworker he said he wasn't interested in like that. Fast forward a few years, and we're married with a child. He came home gushing about another very young female coworker who was into the same games as him. Immediate red flag, right? A couple of days later, he came to me and asked if it was okay that they exchanged numbers, saying he didn't want another situation like last time. I told him it was fine, but it made me nervous. Of course, I later found constant conversations between them, with her thanking him repeatedly for being there for her and giving her advice. These conversations coincided with nights he was inexplicably late coming home. I met her once when she was giving us a lavish gift for our child, and she barely even looked at me. It turns out she was trying to hop from her dead-end relationship into a pre-made family. Since he never talked about me to her, she figured our relationship was a dead end too, as I probably should. There's going to be a time when I don't catch this stuff and nip it in the bud in time. I should leave, but I honestly just don't care anymore. I don't want to do the whole custody battle thing. I don't really care to date anymore because this is my last straw with men. And I don't want to have to split finances as I'm growing a small business right now, which is pretty successful. So I guess we'll see once that becomes more viable. But feel free to roast me because I was almost out more than once and kept going back. Some part of me still thinks everything might turn out okay. Edit. I did this on a throwaway on a browser I don't use often because I figured at some point, I'd be done talking about it. I've hit that point. I wanted reassurance that I wasn't blowing things out of proportion and was right to start gearing up to leave, and I got it. Straight with no frills, which was what I needed, and why I picked this sub. Thank you all, and I hope your current, future relationships treat you better than the past ones. Be blessed. Technical_field 718 commented. Oh, man. You had a child with him? IC_nothing_3945 commented. Yeah, that part I'm fine with. I was supposed to be infertile, and our kid is pretty great. And really, he'd be great too if he stopped checking out randomly and chasing 20-year-olds. Separate Life 4570 commented. You might want to make mention to him how this predatory behavior isn't safe for him or his family and that the older he gets, the more likely it's going to get him in some serious trouble. Remind him that his kid deserves more than a dad in jail for chasing barely legal girls, which is the highest rate of fake accusations of assault. H.B. Haney commented. Tell the 20-year-olds that he keeps chasing 20-year-olds because he's a dirty old pervert, and he'll move on after using her for a short time. Mitchie Pratt commented. If you want to work it out, demand he work on the part of himself that seeks outside attention instead of coming to you with his problems. You accepted him back, but he never put the work in to change, so he'll just keep doing this. IC_nothing_3945 commented. I have repeatedly urged my partner to seek therapy for his depression and anxiety, which are contributing to his self-esteem issues. Additionally, I have suggested couples counseling, especially after a recent incident involving another girl. However, instead of pursuing couples counseling, he turned to OnlyFans. I am exhausted from being the only one putting in effort. While I am currently attending individual counseling, I do not feel the need to seek out marriage counseling, MC, if my partner is not willing to. I have decided to focus on obtaining what little I can from this situation, and if things change before I am prepared to leave, that's great. If not, so be it. It is now my turn to disengage. Here is one of Reddit's craziest and most surprising story about infidelity, guys. Keep in mind that being honest and loyal in your relationships is crucial because cheating is never the appropriate decision. We appreciate your time and we'll see you in the next video. Please make sure to subscribe, comment and like the video. For more content about Reddit cheating stories, please check out one of these video.
And if you want to receive a free sketch of your soulmate, click the link in the description now.